Okay, so now I'm going to get into using this graph that I built, and I've actually honed it over the years to make it a little more simple, and everything's spelled out on it. But I springboard this from my small as-is sticker. And I already went over this in the one video that I did with my presentation, but you couldn't actually see this form. So I got it set up to where you actually see what I'm talking about. And then so what you simply say to the customer is that, okay, now I want to talk about your factory warranty, the one that's free, the one that you get from the factory. And it's very important that you understand the different tiers, because you don't want to get caught in a tier that you don't have coverage. So this first tier is a year or 12,000 miles, and they're going to cover everything on the car because this is the honeymoon period. And I call that the honeymoon period because they're very forgiving. After the honeymoon's over, what happens? You get married, things happen, you're not so forgiving. So they're going to cover even squeaks, rattles, and adjustments for the first year or 12,000 miles. So it's not for the both, it's whichever comes first. So, because you drive so many miles at like 20,000 miles a year, you really want to watch your odometer, not your time. So the next tier is the next second or third year, or up to 36,000 miles, and they're going to cover only defects on the car. So no wear and tear coverage is going to be paid for there. And so, do you know the difference between wear and tear? You ask the guy, and he's going to say, well, no, not really. You say, okay, so wear and tear and a factory defect. A defect is where they built the car and they did it wrong and they realize it, so they're going to pay for the repair. They're going to fix it. Normal wear and tear is something that you did to the car, you broke it, it's outside of a factory defect. Okay, so because you drive so much, and I use this thing to show the guy visually how little warranty he really has. Okay, so you're driving 20,000 miles a year, so in 2 years you're going to have 40,000 miles on the car right here. So which means you're going to expire your warranty short, and the good warranty, I say the good warranty because that's where the computers are all covered, right around 18 months, okay, which isn't a whole lot of time. So yeah, because you do have the powertrain coverage now, it goes to 5 years, 100,000 miles, they're going to basically cover 3 items on the car: engine, transmission, and drive components. So which means all computer and electrical components shift to you. That's going to cost a lot of money, okay, because you got parts, you got labor, those kinds of things. So a lot of people realize the car is not going to break, during this time. That's why the warranty and the company, GM, is willing to cover that. They did their studies. They know that this is a typical repair curve, okay? Defects pop up right away. This is what we call the gas and go period. And then outside of factory warranty is where little things could happen. So it's not that it's a bad car. I believe in General Motors. That's why I work here. But nobody can foresee what happens down the road, because you have potholes that you hit, bumps and things like that. And so those jarring is what's going to cause a repair to happen, or a failure. So they're very good cars, and they're made very good. But you can't control the environment. So what we do is we have a way to cover you from this part all the way, and I'd recommend you go to 100,000 miles. So you wrap around this powertrain coverage with the electrical coverage, and so it's going to cover everything on the car except for regular maintenance, and there are some other items that aren't covered on the car, and which I'm going to get into shortly here. Okay, so I just wanted to go over this little scenario, and this helps real well to be able to sell springboard into the warranty, because you've actually showed the guy that it's not going to cover that much. Okay.